Attention decides outcomes. Not talent alone, not opportunity alone, not even effort alone. The direction and quality of your attention determine what grows in your life and what slowly disappears. Every day, every hour, every moment, your attention is being invested somewhere. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are constantly voting for your future with what you choose to focus on. Most people believe results come from major decisions, career moves, investments, big opportunities, but the truth is that results are quietly shaped by small, repeated focus patterns. Where your mind rests during ordinary moments defines the level you eventually reach. If your attention lives in distraction, comparison, fear, and noise, your outcomes begin to mirror that confusion. If your attention lives in learning, disciplined action, problem solving, and long-term thinking, your outcomes start to reflect clarity and control. Attention is power because it directs energy. Whatever receives sustained attention receives improvement. Skills grow where attention is applied. Relationships deepen where attention is invested. Opportunities appear where attention is actively searching. This is why two people can stand in the same environment, with the same resources, yet produce completely different lives. One trains attention toward growth, while the other allows attention to drift toward distraction. The modern world competes aggressively for your attention. Notifications, endless scrolling, constant entertainment, continuous comparison. Every system around you is designed to pull your focus away from meaningful work and into momentary stimulation. The danger is not that these distractions exist. The danger is that repeated distraction trains the brain to become weak at sustained concentration. When attention becomes fragmented, decision-making becomes slower, discipline becomes harder, and progress becomes inconsistent. High performers understand something that most people overlook. Controlling attention is more important than controlling time. Everyone receives the same 24 hours, but the difference lies in how much focused attention is placed inside those hours. 1 hour of uninterrupted concentration often produces more results than 5 hours of distracted activity. When attention is steady, thinking becomes sharper, learning becomes faster, and execution becomes cleaner. Attention also determines emotional direction. When you constantly focus on what is missing, the mind strengthens dissatisfaction. When you repeatedly focus on obstacles, the brain begins to expect failure. When you train attention toward solutions, improvement, and forward movement, your psychology begins to support performance rather than weaken it. The mind follows what it repeatedly observes. Attention acts like a spotlight, and whatever stands inside that spotlight becomes your dominant internal reality. Leaders, athletes, entrepreneurs, and creators who operate at elite levels do not necessarily possess supernatural ability. What they possess is trained attention. They have practiced the skill of staying present with the task that matters, even when boredom appears, even when difficulty rises, even when distractions attempt to pull them away. This ability allows them to compound effort without interruption, and compounded effort eventually produces outcomes that look extraordinary from the outside. Many people attempt to improve productivity by searching for new techniques, new apps, new strategies, yet ignore the foundation beneath all performance, the ability to hold attention steadily on a meaningful objective. Without attention, discipline, even the best strategy collapses. With strong attention discipline, even simple strategies produce powerful results. Attention is the gatekeeper of execution. Training attention is not complicated, but it requires awareness. It begins with noticing where your focus goes throughout the day. Notice how often your mind jumps from one stimulus to another without purpose. Notice how often you reach for distraction the moment something becomes slightly uncomfortable. Every time you gently return your focus to what matters, you are strengthening a mental muscle. Over weeks and months, that muscle becomes the difference between average performance and exceptional performance. Attention also shapes identity. When you consistently direct focus toward growth, learning, and disciplined action, you begin to see yourself as someone who executes, someone who improves, someone who finishes what they start. Identity then reinforces behavior, and behavior reinforces results. This cycle begins with something small, the decision to keep your attention where it belongs. even when the world tries to pull it away. The people who create extraordinary outcomes are not always the busiest people. Often, they are the most focused people. They do fewer things, but they do those things with deeper concentration. They protect their attention the way others protect money, because they understand that attention is the real currency of achievement. What you repeatedly give attention to becomes your life's direction. Every distraction you resist increases your internal strength. Every moment of sustained focus builds cognitive endurance. Every completed block of concentrated work sends a signal to your brain that you are capable of controlling your mind, rather than being controlled by it. Over time, this quiet training produces confidence, not the loud confidence of words, but the silent confidence that comes from knowing you can direct your own mental energy. If attention decides outcomes, then the future is not decided only by circumstances. It is decided by the daily management of your focus, the small decisions about what you watch, what you read, what you think about repeatedly, what problems you choose to solve, what goals you return to each morning. These decisions quietly shape the trajectory of your life. When attention becomes intentional, outcomes stop being accidental.